I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Smack-a-magab, it's time for the only news that matters. And count Hartsinger and Wilson among the classic rockers who find it distracting when concertgoers have their cell phones out during shows. During an appearance on the Broken Record podcast, the front woman was asked how seeing cell phones in the crowd affects her performance. She says it does change things, especially when fans come up to the front of the stage and they turn around so that you're a backdrop and they want to take a selfie with you as the background. I mean, that's really distracting because you just want to sort of jump out of the way. Wilson went on to note that she understands fans' desires to capture the moment. She says, to be fair, it's a big night for them and they want to preserve some little memory of it. And it still doesn't mean she enjoys being part of the selfie. She says, I'm not a backdrop. Okay, here's my 2 cents about this whole thing of people with their cell phones out during concerts. Now, don't get it twisted and let's cut the deck. I understand your complaints about it. All you people that complain about cell phones being out and during concerts, I understand, especially you short people. You know, I feel for you. I really do, because you're missing the show because of these people standing up and they're in your way. I personally don't have a problem with it. Somebody pulls out a cell phone, I just move a little to the left or a little to the right and, just do it. And I also want to say, there's so many people out there, including myself, that when a band of interest goes out on tour and they play their first show or any show, right? And somebody posts it online, some guy filmed some show or some songs on his cell phone, we all go check it out. And if people don't take out their cell phones at shows, we would never have this footage. Now, as far as being distracted, I don't know, man. I don't get that part at all because I've played many shows. I've had people take selfies in front of me and it doesn't distract me at all. I kind of ignore it. People in the crowd, man, if you pay to see me, hey, man, film away. And even back in the day, when my band first started, there was a lot of, at that time, because it was a long-ass time ago, people would bootleg shows with video cameras, but the clubs wouldn't allow it. I would talk to club owners and tell them, let them film us. I don't care. Some clubs were like, no, we ain't gonna let you do it. And some were like, cool. Like I remember the Culture Room said, okay, no problem. I'll talk to the bouncers. We won't mess with anybody that's filming you during your set. But during other bands, because they get bothered by it, we'll do it. And I guess I understand other bands don't want to be filmed and this and that. I don't care. I never cared. I was a bootlegger myself. I loved filming bands back in the day with my video camera. I loved it. And, and I would trade with people and get really cool footage. So, again, I'm telling you all who complain about cell phones, I get it. But you know what? Don't check out somebody's cell phone footage at some show then. If it bothers you so much, don't support these new footages of people on their cell phone. Because if you do, you're a hypocrite, all right? I'll tell you what bothers me at shows. And this bothers me to no end when it happens. When some drunk fool decides to scream lyrics in my ear. I remember when I saw Zakk Wylde play some Book of Shadows stuff, which he never does. I saw him do an acoustic set, and he was playing some Book of Shadows, and some guy next to me is screaming, All this time, I never compromised. And I can't hear Zach. I hear this idiot next to me screaming and spilling beer everywhere. I mean, that to me, man, bothers me way more than cell phones. And I've never ever taken a selfie in front of a band. And again, I'm not against people doing it. But there was one incident where I kind of did. Because my ex-girlfriend got front row seats, I mean dead center, for Black Sabbath 13 tour, and I didn't want to go. I didn't want to support Black Sabbath without Bill Ward. She begged me, she bought me a ticket. I said, fuck it. And I'm glad I went, because they did do Under the Sun, which was the highlight for me, and I caught a Tony Iommi pick. But that night, I wore my Bill Ward shirt. And I had her take a picture of me with them as the backdrop. But that was the only time I've ever done anything like that. And that night, I don't know if Ozzy noticed my shirt, but there was a part of the show where he pointed right at me and started laughing. So maybe he did, because I was all the way up front against the barricades, you know? And then there were a couple other times Ozzy came up and started, you know, pointing at me and laughing and smiling. So, yeah, it might have had to do with my Bill Ward shirt, you know? And I was so against it, you know? But I went anyway, because my girlfriend convinced me with a free ticket, dead center. She paid big money for that, and she didn't ask me for a penny. Though I did end up giving her some money because I felt bad. Every concert I go to, I will film a song or two. But I will do it if, number one, I'm sitting down, and number two, I'm not raising my cell phone and I'm not obstructing anybody's view. I am very, very cautious of that because I've heard the complaints. I've heard many people complain about, you know, people using their cell phones at concert. It irritates people. Doesn't do anything to me, but at the same time, I understand. I'm not saying it's wrong or it's right. For me, it's right. I don't care. I really don't care because, you know, I'm 5'11". You know, I can kind of like tower over anybody if I get on my tippy toes, even though I don't have to. You know, when people pull out their cell phones and stuff, like I said, I move a little to the side and it doesn't obstruct my view of the show. So, and then, you know, people film it. There's sometimes I don't even, like if I'm standing up at a show, I'm not going to film anything because I know when I get home the next day, there's going to be other people in the venue that are filming it for me so I can view it on my time. And I love seeing footage online from shows I went to or, you know, opening of tours that happened somewhere else. And I want to see how the band sounds, even though, you know, cell phones don't really capture it. But you know a band is badass when they sound good, even on cell phone footage. I'll give you an example. There was one show I saw. It was Ace Frehley and Alice Cooper. And I filmed Ace Frehley. I filmed a song. And it was one of those rare occasions where Ace Frehley was really good. He sounded awesome that night. He was doing great, right? And I'm filming a song, you know, that he played that night. And he played it well. He played it awesome. And I put it up online, and then I got a comment. Holy crap, he sounds like shit. And I'm like, yeah, it's a cell phone, man. I got a shitty cell phone. So I'm not, you know, I do understand when I see some footage that looks like crap. It's like, all right, it could be a cell phone. And then when I see cell phone footage that it sounds awesome, I'm like, holy crap, not even a shitty cell phone can take away the awesomeness of the show. But people are different, you know. Ann Wilson gets distracted and it bothers her when people do that. And when I'm on stage, doesn't bother me at all. Because to me, man, if somebody's going to pay money to see my band, do whatever the hell you want in the audience. Take selfies, film me. I don't give a fuck what you do. Because you paid to see me, therefore You have free reign. You can do whatever you want. And I appreciate you for being there. So take all the pictures you want. Anyway, what do you all think? Are you an anti-cell phone? Because I know most of you are. And, but you're okay with drunk people screaming lyrics in your ears? I think that's far worse, but whatever. And, you know, and all you short people, I get it. Don't worry about it. I get your pain. If I was short, I'd be complaining too. Leave it in the comments below. I would love to know what you all think. And please, subscribe to my channel if you haven't and ring that little notification bell. I totally would appreciate that. And like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath and smack 'em a gob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.